This is Decoding Learning Differences with Kimberlyn Lavelle, and this episode is money, money, money. Money. So I love money. I love money, but I love money as a mathematical tool. It can be so powerful in helping kids to make numbers, math, very real for them. And it can be used to explain so many concepts. So I want to encourage you today to, if you don't already have this in your practice, have your kids work with real coins frequently. Have them practice counting it, have them think about it, use it as a math tool. We're going to go through some examples. So starting with just identifying coins, right? We want them to know what a coin is. We want to know its name. We want them to know its value, especially. Then we can use those concepts to have them count. They're counting pennies. They can count 1, 2, 3. They can count by 5, 10, 15. Count by tens, 10, 20. And 25s even, right? So they can count by these different numbers. And not just starting at 0. But if you give them 1 penny, and then you give them a dime, what do they have now? Can they put together that they have 1 10 and 1 1? Place value. And then you give them another 10, and another 10, and another 10. And there, can they count 11, 21, 31, 41, 51? I usually go all the way up to 91 or whatever I've got it with. And then I start taking the dimes away. 91, 81, 71, 61, 51, 41, 31, 21, 11, 1. And then I might add a nickel. Well, what do you have now? 5 and a 1. Okay. Now I give you a dime, dime, dime. And we're counting back up again, counting back down again. Taking one away, adding another penny, adding another nickel, adding another dime, whatever it is, manipulating that. We just go up and down, practice that. Then we start going over $1. Before I get to $1, now I'm going to go over it and see if they can keep going with that. I'm going to go also in quarters. Got to practice counting by quarters. $25, $50, $75, $25, $50, $75. So every time you get 4, that's $1, right? Getting them to really recognize that. Because when they know all of that, now they know fractions. I so often will have some math problem, and I'm like, well, how many quarters are in $1? So 25 out of 100 is 1/4. 1/4 is 1/4 of $1, right? 1 dime is 1/10 of $1. A nickel is 1/20th of $1. So, and it can also be 1 penny is 1/5 of a nickel. So thinking about things that way can help with understanding fractions, decimals, and equivalent fractions. So for example, if I'm looking at decimal 0.25 plus 0.10, I know that I'm talking about adding a quarter plus a dime. I know that. Do they know that? If I point it out to them, well, this is a quarter and this is a dime, and maybe the problem was actually written as 1/4 plus 1/10 as fractions. Oh, well, that means 1/4 plus 1 dime, right? And getting them to recognize that 1/4 and 0.25 are equivalent because there's 4 quarters in $1 and each quarter is worth 25 cents. So 25 hundredths is the same as 1 out of 4. I mean, we're going to go through it and spend a lot of time in it, but if they understand coins really well and they can count by coins really well, they're going to be able to recognize that. They're going to be able to make that connection pretty quickly and easily. And it can be a really powerful tool. Multiplication, again, counting by 5s and 10s, counting by 2s, counting by 1s, just recognizing numbers and their frequency and how they work, being able to multiply by 25. Right? They know, well, it's 25, 50, 75, $1. So, and then they can keep going with that beyond $1, beyond $2, but which is really going beyond 100, beyond 200, that they can keep going and they can multiply even 25. Ratios. So they're looking at a ratio of 3 to 4. What is an equivalent ratio for something else? Well, 3/4. So then that would be 75 out of 100, or, you can work on ratios with that. So my takeaway for you today is that most mathematical concepts can be taught or reinforced with money and coins specifically. This is everyday learning. This is kids learning math through something very real. Those coins, that manipulation of money is very real, and they can learn math very, very well that way. So I would highly encourage you, if you don't already have your kids familiar with coins, make a point of doing it. Not enough of us use real money when we're out and about. It's so easy to just pull out a credit card instead of trying to count out coins and pull out dollars. And so I would encourage you, get some money, use some real money, let your kids play with it and manipulate it and learn about it and count it. If they're really strong in counting coins, they are going to do very well in math concepts. It's going to be such a reinforcer. One idea is that maybe there's like a little jar or something that you have, or a plate or bowl, whatever, and you put some coins in it. And if they can count those coins and tell you the value in there, then they get to keep it. And then maybe the next day they can either leave that money there and you'll add more to it that they can then try to figure out, okay, I can I get more? Or maybe they're just going to take it. And maybe you'll put a little bit less in, or maybe, you can decide how you want to play with it, but you can make some kind of a game out of just like a daily coin practice. Okay. So if you like these kinds of concepts, these strategies, and you need a little more specific help in working with your specific child, and you want to learn some strategies to overcome your child's difficulties and reinforce all of their strengths and wonderful gifts, you can email me, kimberlyn@decodinglearningdifferences.com, or find out about some of my services at yourparenthelp.com. And also just email me and let me know how you practice money, what games you guys have around money. I'd love to hear any great inspiration ideas. So again, Kimberlyn@decodinglearningdifferences.com, and I can't wait to hear from you.